Brianna Turner has signed with the Indiana Fever per the WNBA transition page. Some depth for the Fever front court. She played for, again, I believe she played for Chicago.
The WNBA season has been nothing short of wild, and Angel Reese is feeling hard. Brianna Turner, a key free agent, has made waves by rejecting the Chicago Sky and choosing to join the Indiana Fever. And, as expected, Angel Reese isn't taking it well. Turner, a star defender and all-WNBA talent, was seen as the perfect player for the Sky's frontcourt. With her defensive prowess and proven leadership, Turner could have helped stabilize a Sky team looking to rebuild and regain its competitive edge. But instead, Turner took a pay cut to sign with Indiana. Yes, you heard that right. She chose to take less money to join a growing powerhouse in Indiana rather than staying with the Sky, a team that had the cap space to offer her a bigger contract. This move didn't sit well with Reese, and it didn't take long for her feelings to be known. Reese, known for her social media presence and her playful, yet often sharp commentary, had this to say after Turner's decision. "Oh, so this is what we're doing now," she quipped, trying to sound playful, but it was clear that the sting of rejection was evident in her voice. Everyone could tell Angel Reese was hurt. Reese, who is still trying to cement her place as the face of the league, now finds herself in a position where her teammate, someone she relied on, has bolted for a rival team in Indiana. And it's not just any team. It's a team that has been quietly building a title contender out of the pieces they've collected. It's clear that this move wasn't just a player choosing a team. It was a message. The Indiana Fever are sending a message loud and clear. They are building something special, and they're doing it with players like Caitlin Clark leading the charge. Clark is the face of the Fever, and with players like Turner, Natasha Howard, and Aaliyah Boston joining her, this team is setting up for a championship run.
You don't get told no. Like, you're going to get the yeses. You're going to get more yeses than nos, and just being able to know that. So I'm excited for that. I know that's going to come soon.
Meanwhile, Chicago, Angel Reese and the Sky are trying to navigate their own rebuilding efforts. Reese has been vocal about how she thrives when doubted. But the reality is that while she's building her personal brand, the Sky's roster is looking thin. They've lost key players like Marina Mabrey and Kennedy Carter, and the future seems uncertain. Chicago has a young, promising core in players like Reese and Camila Cardoso, but right now, they don't seem to have the depth or the veteran leadership to contend with teams like Indiana or New York. For Angel Reese, watching Brianna Turner leave for Indiana was a tough pill to swallow. Turner wasn't just a solid player. She was a key piece of the Sky's defense. Losing her to a rival like Indiana is a blow to Chicago's rebuilding efforts, and it's clear that Reese doesn't like how things are unfolding. She tried to brush it off with some social media humor, tweeting "wow, just wow" in a passive-aggressive tone, but everyone knew what she really meant. Angel Reese was fuming. Across the league, other teams are also feeling the impact of the Fever's moves. The Aces, long seen as the dominant force in the WNBA, are starting to feel the pressure as the Fever continue to add pieces that make them even more formidable. A'ja Wilson, the Aces star, has watched as her team's dynasty is being threatened by a Fever team that is building a roster with championship intentions. The Fever now have a stacked lineup, with players like Turner, Howard, and Bonner joining Clark and Boston, forming one of the deepest teams in the league. Meanwhile, over in Indiana, the celebration is palpable. Players like Aaliyah Boston and Sophie Cunningham are welcoming Brianna Turner to the team with open arms. The Fever are building something special, something that feels like it could rival the dominance of the Aces. The Fever's general manager Amber Cox and head coach Stephanie White are not just collecting talent. They're assembling a super team that is ready to compete for titles right away. But here's the reason behind all of this. The Fever aren't just building a team. They are setting a new standard. The WNBA has been growing in popularity for years, but with the moves Indiana has made, they are positioning themselves to be the team that everyone else will be chasing. They are not waiting for a championship window to open. They're creating it right now. For the Chicago Sky, this situation isn't just a missed opportunity, it's a warning sign. With a roster that's lacking depth and the departure of key players, they're at risk of falling behind the rest of the league. And for Angel Reese, it's becoming increasingly clear that the Fever are the team to beat, and Chicago is a long way from being a serious contender. Reese can talk about proving doubters wrong all she wants, but it's hard to do that when the rest of the league is stacking their rosters while Chicago is left scrambling. Even if Reese plays the underdog card, she's going to need more than hustle to compete with the talent on teams like Indiana. The Fever are now an undeniable force, and Reese, for all her talent and personality, might find herself playing catch-up. The real fear for Chicago is not just the loss of Turner. It's the realization that Indiana has done what they've been unable to do, assemble a roster that's ready to win right now. And with every move the Fever make, from adding Turner to bringing in a veteran like Natasha Howard, they're cementing themselves as a serious title contender. The WNBA agency period has shown us a lot, but the most shocking thing has been the rapid rise of the Indiana Fever. While teams like the Aces and Liberty are building for the future, the Fever have already put the league on notice. They are here to win. Their roster is deep, talented, and filled with players who know how to perform in big moments. As the Fever continue to make moves, teams like the Sky and the Aces are going to have to scramble to keep up. And for Angel Reese, who once had everything in her hands, the game is changing. The Fever are no longer a team to be feared. They are the team to beat. Whether Reese can rally her team to compete or whether Chicago will find themselves left behind remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, the WNBA landscape has shifted, and the Indiana Fever are now the team to watch. Get ready, because the next few seasons are going to be wild.